Yeah, I'm sitting in this hospital, and no, it's not the image or whatever you want to call it that anybody was wanting to see. Today is Friday. Been in the hospital since Monday. I just went into the ER because I started having bruises and stuff on my arms. They're kind of fading away now, but I started having bruises and different things on my body um, for the past few weeks. And I said, you know what, let me go to the ER. So it wasn't just the bruises that brought me in. I had pain on my right side that felt like almost like, bear with me because my mind is in and out. It felt like Charlie horses. My legs was getting cramps in it. So I would like tap my leg here and there just to, because I didn't know if it was going to sleep. I didn't know what was going on with my leg. So that little pain I had in my leg progressed to back pain. So those are the symptoms that led me to the hospital. So when I got to the ER Saturday, I don't even know today's date. I'm looking at the board. Today is, oh, it's wrong. So today is Friday, the 14th of March, March 14th. So I went to the the ER Saturday, and then I went to sit down in the seat, and it was just so uncomfortable, which I was already uncomfortable at home, but I was laying down. I still was pushing through the pain. I was working, but when I would get off work, I would immediately take all my clothes off and just lay down in the bed because I was just so weak and my back was in pain. So I went to the ER, but I didn't stay because I was already sitting there for an hour and I was in pain, uncomfortable. And I ended up going back on Monday. So I woke up that morning around 5 o'clock or maybe 4, took some medication, some Advil, just to get rid of the pain because I was still in pain. Took some medication, woke up around 9 o'clock. So by this time, my children are still at home. Normally, my girls would get up, get themselves together to go to school, but everybody was asleep. My 3-year-old was in the bed with me, and I just looked at him. I was like, son, I don't think you're going to go to school today, and he loves school. But I was like, son, you can't go to school today. So I told my children, I brought them in my room, and just told them I was going to go to the ER. I told them to pack me a bag because I don't know how long I was going to be there or whatever. Pack me just the stuff that I needed, which was like snacks, pads, because my cycle was on. I couldn't do a lot of bending. So some extra clothes, just some precautions to take care of myself while I was there. There's no telling how long I was going to be there. So when I got there on Monday, they took me to the back to do vitals. And once they saw my vitals, my urine sample, and they immediately did blood work from looking at my urine sample. And from there, they found out that my white blood cell count was high. So when she said my white blood cell count was high, I didn't really know what was going on. I just was like, okay. So as she kept talking, she was like, so with the blood cell count being this high, it looks like you have leukemia. So I'm just still listening to her talk, and she was like, you have leukemia, and it looks like you have leukemia, and if you didn't get here sooner, you could have possibly died. So I was in this room by myself, just processing the information. I don't remember if I called my mom or my friend first to let him or her know what was going on. I don't remember who I called first. Some things are just going in and out. It may have been him. I think I called him so he can come to the ER with me. I'm not sure who I called, but he ended up coming and sat with me for a while. I was there from like 9 a.m. And got transported to where I am now at 6 p.m. that night. And ever since then, I have not seen my children physically since Monday, and today is Friday. So I had to do a bone marrow test to see if I actually had leukemia. So they did the testing. I got the results back 2 days later, which was Thursday. I did the test on Tuesday, so a day later, a day and a half, whatever, however you want to call it. So I got the test results back on Tuesday, and I have leukemia. And leukemia is a form of cancer in the blood, and it affects the bones. So I'm going through that right now.